As you have been told, my name is Charles Inojie. Do not know about the several other titles that my good friend chose to decorate me with, but I am simply Charles Inojie, and I want you to see me as your colleague. Is that fine? And no, let's be relaxed. This should be interactive, as interactive as possible. If you are from any of the universities, can you just stand up, identify yourself, and mention your school? Ebande, Evangel, na Bible school, Evangel University. Wow, nice one. Ebonyi State University. I know. Unsuka, dramatic ass people. How are you? Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Okay. Uche made sure to bring somebody from his school. That's fine. Abi, my brother. Okay. You? IMT. Good. Who else? Yes. Unsuka, your brother don't represent you now. Okay, they quarry. All right. Anyone else? Great. Unique. Okay, which means Esut. Lokoja. You from there come, or your parents they stay here? Jesus, that's hunger for knowledge. I love that. You're welcome, sis. Wow. Okay, it is safe to say that in this hall, we have the entire Nigeria represented. About 6 or 7 universities that I counted. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that. So can we give Coal City Film Festival a resounding round of applause? Yes. Now, the first thing you will take away from here, beyond the fact that you will take pictures, probably make some videos, create memories, what you must not fail to do is to interact. What you must not fail to do is to connect. As an undergraduate, well, I attended the best drama school in Nigeria. I don't know if you know which school that is. No. And they go university. Anyway, yes, University of Port Harcourt, Theatre Arts Department. If you not go there, I don't know what you are doing. All right. As an undergraduate, I was very active with the Nigerian Universities Theatre Students Association, NUTASA. That's the umbrella, the national umbrella body that brings all theatre art students in all of the universities together. What that platform did for me, and indeed several other people, was that it gave us opportunity to interact. A lot of what I learned via those very highly qualitative interaction, I did not learn in a formal classroom setting. So that's why I'm appealing to you today that you should take advantage of opportunities like this, because you don't know where it will take you. A casual friend you make here today may become the stepping stone you need tomorrow to move up the ladder of life. Are we communicating? Very important. If there's something that is said here in the course of the festival that you do not understand, you are better off asking a fellow attendee, a fellow delegate. Guy, you get with that woman talk, you get with one woman talk where I don't truly understand. because of the informal nature that that kind of conversation would take, it becomes easier to have the information seep down your memory. Is that clear? Great. I think I have done enough to water the grounds. I think I've done enough to douse whatever tension there may be. I think I've done enough to make people feel relaxed. If at this point you still don't feel relaxed, if at this point you still feel tensed, I am sorry, I cannot help you. Well, my assignment here today is very simple. The topic is understanding the subtext. Is there anyone here who may be magnanimous enough to help us define what he or she understands by subtext? By the way, are there drama students here? I believe there are a few. One or two. Abi? Fear no evil. I'm not going to ask drama students questions. No fear. Just say yes if they are here. I mean, because fear can't encourage people to say yes. It's okay. Anyone who may wish to assist with the definition of subtext? Okay, a lady is courageous enough to do so. Please help.
A subtext means the hidden meaning behind what a character says.
Okay. Okay. I think that's good enough. That's good enough. Can we clap for her? That's good enough. Subtext may not just maybe in our particularized situation, we can narrow it to characters, we can narrow it to actors. Otherwise, subtext exists in our daily conversations and communications. Is that clear? So subtext, therefore, is that thing that is unsaid. Are we listening? That thing that is intended but remains unsaid. I don't know if that is esoteric. Is that layman enough? Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay. Another way to look at subtext would be digging into the mind of the creator. Creator in this sense could be the writer, the director. Getting into the mind of the writer. Because a writer cannot exhaustively express himself in a few dramatic dialogues, it becomes necessary for him to carefully select those words that will transport his immediate intention and even that which he intends, but of course does not have the luxury to put down in black and white. If I say, how are you? And you respond, I am fine. I mean, that's straightforward enough. How are you? I'm fine. But in answering that you are fine, in responding, in replying me that you are fine, it is possible that you are not fine. Have you found yourself in situations like that? When someone asks you, how are you? I'm fine. An actor who receives that response would have a few things to consider in decoding the meaning of I am fine. One of the things would be the emotion that transported that response. Are you there? The emotion that transported that response can help the actor to decode if truly she was right when she responded that she is fine. And of course, emotions could include body language, facial expression, the tone and tonality of the spoken dialogue, the physical state, the psychological disposition. All of these would come together. And of course, you know, all of these, that's why the actor's mind, when they talk about computer, the actor's mind, they work 1,000,000 times faster than the computer. He has just that split second to put all of these calculations together. Because why I ask, how are you? And you responded, I am fine. I am also meant to give a follow-up dialogue in the trend of conversation. Do you understand? You know, I'm not going to, okay, how are you? I'm fine. Then I'll now go walk on and go to think, what was her state of mind? What was her psychological disposition? No, you don't have that. All of that decoding that needs to happen are all happening in a micro second. Pam, and you are able to give response that will tell whoever is listening, whoever is watching, that you understood what she meant when she responded, I am fine. Which, like I said, may also actually mean that she's not fine. In dealing with a dialogue like that, there are a few things that could also help you. That is the respondent now. In transmitting the subtext of that simple, I am fine. Part of what can help you deliver it with precision could be just a little hesitation before you drop it. Are you there? Ask me, how are you? Hello, ma. Ask me, how are you? I'm fine. Do I look fine? Can you, in honesty, move on? Since I have responded that I am fine, you cannot. Because in that little response, I have planted something that should tell you that I'm not fine. As a matter of fact, dramatic dialogue thrives in subtext and not in the written dialogue. For every actor to effectively deliver a believable performance, that actor must understand at all times the subtext, not just of the overall thematic preoccupation of the entire drama, but of every dialogue as written. We agreed here earlier that the subtext could simply be put as getting into the mind of the creator, the writer, as the case may be. So at all times, for every actor, you must be able to tell yourself, to understand and express same what you believe is the writer's original intention when he told our sister, or when he put those dialogue in our sister's mouth, I am fine. One of which may be to open up a fresh vista of conversation around a subject that is either ongoing or an unresolved previous matter. For instance, if you came to meet me, I am dad, your daughter. Earlier this morning, you came to meet me, Daddy, there's this new hair I saw that I want to buy. You know the shame. Your mates are all in the universities. Some of them are already medical doctors, and you're here. All you know is hey. And that conversation went the way it went. Maybe you left in annoyance, or I chased you away. And that matter ended, or supposedly so. Then, much later in the day, let's say the next scene or a couple of scenes later, I am going out. Grace, why are you moody? How are you? Are you there? That response should tell me immediately that she is not fine. And it is either likely tied to that matter where I say we don't resolve that time, or there is something fresh brewing that I do not presently know about. So for drama or dramatic dialogue, as of course, nothing is as important as the subtext. I've had a couple of interviews, or people just throw jibes at my posts in the comment section, particularly a couple of the movies I did with the late John Okafor. Some of the comments, I feel swear these two people they use scripts. These people they follow script. Can we confidently say that indeed we they follow script? The answer will be yes and no. No, because I want to put my training to test. That's totally fine. No, I'm fine. No, because we actually did have, dramatic literature to work with, or what you call scripts. Yes, but maybe in the course of preparing for the scene, after the first reading, the second reading, and the third, is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Can an old blind woman sitting at the last seat hear me clearly? God bless you. God bless you. So in the course of preparation, prepping the scene, reading, to understand the scene, after the first, second, maybe third reading, in the course of trying to memorize the lines, we already have dug into the subtext. At that point, you do not need anyone to tell you what the writer actually intended to say here. And as an actor, you help him say it better. So, whereas at that point, you are not delivering verbatim the written dramatic dialogue as it is in the script. but you have embellished the dialogue in a manner that not only does it carry the written meaning, but it also embodies the meaning, the intended meaning, the one that was not written, but which actually accentuates the writer's mind. And that was what happened in most of our dramas with that legendary, one of the biggest comic actors who ever walk the Nollywood space, Mr. Ibu. We struck such a tactic, not necessarily because two of us sabi pass, but we understood subtext. Now, as an actor, timing can also help you get into the subtext. Timing. If you listened to who was the first respondent when we asked that question, how are you? Somewhere around this vicinity. And no one beat the person. Wow, no, all of them they deny. Someone answered here. Good. I don't fear nothing. I actually won't praise you, not be saying anything. Okay, that's fine. If you listened to his response and you listened to her response, who noticed the difference? Did you? The two styles communicated same thing, but they were delivered differently. His was hesitant. Hers came. In fact, I had hardly landed with the question when she fired the response. How are you? No, you don't miss him now. I wanted you to repeat the way you did it. Now you are going his time. How are you? Fear they catch you. Na hunger. Na hunger. Now when you want to talk, like, don't talk. You see, the spirit of boldness, if you know what he will do for you in today's world, the spirit of boldness, even when you are not sure of the answer, miss them boldly. Very important. Yes. Don't be withdrawn into your shell. Don't be withdrawn into your cocoon. If I talk now, if you go miss them, may they not go. No, sir. So how are you? How are you? If I ask you, I don't know who go answer. How are you? You just call. You don't know what they talk. No. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? If you different interpretations can be given to the different responses, whereas they all said the same thing, but each conveyed a unique and individualistic emotional embodiment separately, and they all, whereas they said the same thing, individually the meanings are different. In all of the responses I heard, I actually saw a few that are actually fine when they said they were fine. I saw those who said, I beg, not bother me. No, I'm not, this is not joke. I'm telling you interpretation now. I saw a couple that meant, I beg, carry your wala, go, don't worry. Meanwhile, that "I beg carry your wahala go, don't worry me" was said as "I am fine." Do you understand the context of the way subtext works in individual contexts? Now, in determining the subtext of a particular dialogue too, sometimes culture can impact meaning. The different sociocultural experience of a particular drama, that is the locale of a particular drama, can determine the meaning you can adduce from a subtext. And I'm going to do one very simple example. When Achebe, Chinua Achebe that is, say, no, not Achebe now, let me do Rotimi. When he say, "Dry antelope meat is sweet," we know. But what do we eat while the antelope meat is on fire, drying? I don't know if we heard that. Dry antelope meat is sweet, we know. But what do we eat while the antelope meat is on fire? Now that's an African proverb. In that context, Rotimi was not talking about meat, he was not talking about antelope, he was not talking about... He's just simply saying, okay, fine. You say renewed hope. Abi? Say, may we wait. And this is not, please, without due respect to your individual political affiliations, orientations, beliefs, leanings, and whatever. This has nothing to do with politics. I'm just trying to bring the analogy closer home. Are you there? You say, okay, I should wait that after 8 years, you will see the greatness that this country would attain. I agree with you, my brother. But why waiting to see that greatness? How would we survive? In my place, my people would say, now who's reach December? Now you go celebrate Christmas. Are you there? Now, for an African audience, you would understand the meaning, the subtext easily. Why I'm getting to this point because I mentioned that culture can impact the meanings you can deduce from a subtext. For an African audience, you would understand. But if you carry that before a European audience, first, Oibon doesn't understand what you mean by dry meat is sweet. First of all, meat is sweet. And secondly, what do you mean by dry meat? Meat they dry. Do you understand? Because do you know why that would be so? They don't understand the idea of, say, with a dry meat before we can't chop them. So when you place that before an audience with a different social-cultural experience, they may not understand the original, the intended meaning from such a piece of a dialogue. So I just wanted to elucidate what I meant when I said culture can impact whatever meaning that you could deduce from a piece of dramatic dialogue in reference to the intended meaning. Are you there? He who has not completed the journey of life must never mock the blind. Does that make meaning to anybody? He who has not completed the journey of life must never mock the blind. What's he saying? Journey of life. Mock the blind. Hey, blind now. If we mock him, we'll mock him. But the writer is just simply telling you the need to know finish. Calm down. You don't know what tomorrow holds. The writer is simply telling you that as long as there is a tomorrow, the story could still change. Are we together? The question someone intelligent would want to ask here is, how does understanding the subtext help me as an actor? And since nobody has taken the bull by the horn or has shown courage enough to ask that all-important question, I am throwing it right back at you. How does my understanding of the subtext help me as an actor? That is a question. And I need answers. About 5 will be fine. Just 5 will do. This boy, you get mind. I already don't like you. Thank you. Yeah. Mike? Yes, you should.
Good day, everyone. Well, to me, I feel an actor should be able to understand the subtext. Why? Because to interpret a particular dialogue or line realistically and in a believable manner.
If you are an actor here and you don't make the word believability your second name, you never start. Can we clap for this young man here? The goal of every actor is to put up a believable performance. They say you are a doctor. Maybe in your entire village, nobody has ever been a doctor. You most probably have never seen a doctor all your life. And here you are, being asked to play the role of a doctor. And many of us are guilty of this because many of us were told in those early years that acting is pretending to be who you are not. Have you ever heard of a definition like that? For those of you who are actors in training, for those of you who are drama, theater, or performing arts students, as the case may be, media arts students, communication arts students, please, when you get home, drink purge and purge your entire system of that very wrong definition of acting. Do you understand? Acting has nothing to do with pretense. Yes, even at the university level, some lecturers still tell their students that acting is pretending to be who you are not. No, sir. Is someone confused? Acting has nothing to do with pretense. Acting is living truthfully. Living truthfully, perhaps in a pretentious manner. That would even confuse some persons more. When I watch you play the doctor, I don't want to see you look like a doctor. I want to see a doctor. When I ask you to be a pastor, I want you to live the life of a pastor truthfully, believably, in a manner that everyone here would have no doubt that who they are having here is a pastor. Are we together? So, understanding the subtext, therefore, helps you to build those nuances that the writer may not have talked about, but that are necessary to becoming the character you are asked to become. Understanding subtext, therefore, would mean being able, through your vocal power, through your gesticulations, nuances, live a believable, realistic, a performance that no one can fault. When someone asks you tomorrow to define acting, please ensure, as students in training, actors in training, filmmakers in training, ensure that pretense does not feature in your definition. I'm sure, in a festival of this nature, each time you say there's a master class on blah 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 for filmmakers in training, for actors in training, as the case may be, the directors will stay away. The directors will stay away. No, not for actors. That is why if you sift through this hall today, you are probably going to find maybe a handful of directors from the days of yore, thoroughbred directors, not these born again stragglers masqueraded as directors. If you sift through them, you'll just find only a few. And if you'll be wondering, these people don't make them already. Why are they here? But that truly is how it ought to be. Because for every director, you cannot be a great director if you do not understand the psychology of the actor and of acting. That is why there's a school of thought that believes that some of the best directors or some of the best actors make the best directors. Yeah, I have a couple of books on that on his own. People who have argued that, yes, because he knows how he expects his actor to react to a particular line, to a particular situation. And because it is an experience that he has lived, it becomes easier to communicate same. What do I mean by that in any way? Wherever you find the opportunity to access knowledge, take the fullest advantage of it. Maybe you are here, you want to be an actor. If you find a master class tomorrow dedicated to would-be directors, if the space can accommodate you in a manner that you won't become a nuisance, take advantage of it. In not distant future, you would see why that knowledge was vital. Okay, we'll do a bit of, I think we should have done halfway. We'll do a bit of interaction. Please, when it's 5 minutes to when my time is meant to elapse, signal me. 5 minutes to. So let's do a bit of a interactive session. If you have questions from what we have done so far, or you have questions that borders on a general subject that you always have wanted answers to, this may just be your time. Thank you. Okay, there is a hand. Who is with the mobile mic?
Okay, so I said you were about to expatiate on timing, but the microphone interrupted. I wanted to hear what is like how important time is to an actor. First
of all, let's be careful about our use of time and timing. In performance, they're not near, they're not relate at all. Timing for an actor could mean your spontaneous response to a dialogue and how it makes that communication, that conversation, that dialogue effective. It could also mean the lack of it because your response was not properly timed. It can diminish the intended meaning of that dialogue. Now, spontaneity, whereas is the, of course, you know what spontaneous is. You know, prompt, uninterrupted, you know. Papa, you give it to me. I give it to you back. You said, nah, soccer. You were sporting bet, those boy in head. That's a joke. All right. But if timing does not also always mean that it has to be spontaneous. That little hesitation before you drop yours, that little stutter, that little hold back, that very loud pause, that very screaming silence, all come together as timing as far as dramatic dialogue is concerned. And timing for most actors, be like say the name is 2 feet teacher. The name is 2 teacher. If you know, you know. For many actors, everybody is in a hurry. And of course, particularly with the avalanche of or should I avalanche is beautifying it. The pandemic of YouTube movies these days. You just hear everybody talk. All that is supposed to be acting. No, sir. You are not in a hurry. No, sir, you are not in a hurry. Nobody is pursuing you anywhere. Calm down. That pause, just that little pause, may be all that is required to give that particular dramatic dialogue its intended meaning. Maybe that silence. Maybe that stutter. Maybe that little hesitation. Of course, when you need to be spontaneous, do not hesitate. So there is no one style that fits all. Every individual situation requires what it needs to get both the performer and the audience to the writer's mind. Before I veer too far, whilst I was trying to answer that question, a God walked in. You will not understand. Whilst I was answering that question, a God walked in. Now, there are many actors in Nollywood today whom Providence have smiled on. Maybe because of great looks. Maybe they had some producers somewhere pushing them, using their platforms to push them. But there are those who, by nature of what they carry, through the quality training they had, have remained consistent as they have been from day one till today, until Jesus comes. There are not many. Ladies and gentlemen, there are those actors that have become, when we say household names, because it's a cliche that is almost at the verge of being bastardized, you may not understand when I say household names. So my use of household name goes beyond its cliche everyday use. I am also privileged to be a descendant of the gods that gave birth to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Nollywood's numero uno, a man of immense knowledge, ability, and capacity, one who has not allowed his Western exposure to interfere or douse the profundity of his cultural being, a chief, a king. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I make welcome to my leader, my boss. When I talked about Uniport, when we began this conversation, many of you, out of envy, didn't understand. But if you didn't understand me then, I'm sure you would now. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest to come out of the Department of Theatre Arts, University of Port Harcourt, King Bob-Manuel.
Hello. I say hello. All right. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here today. First time I'm coming to lend my presence to Coal City Film Festival. I'm a Coal Camp boy. Did you hear that? I'm a Coal Camp boy. So anytime I have reason to come into Enugu, it feels like going back home. I was born in Coal Camp. That's where we started this whole journey. And then things were unraveling. Eventually, higher education. Searching for where the rhythm of life will take me. I found myself at the University of Port Harcourt, just like he said. You know, he is one of those who came after us in the department that I'm very proud of. A round of applause. So when I saw in the program that he's going to take a master class, I said, well, we are carrying the banner of the school where they trained us high, high, high up. And there are many. That's because of the foundation that those who started that department, especially the late legendary theater director and playwright, he must have mentioned his name to you, Olarotimi, who wrote The Gods Are Not to Blame. He was the founding head of department of the Department of Creative Arts back then. And he went through that process. Francis Juru, Ejika Siebu, Hilda Dokubo, Mona Lisa Chinda, Julius Agu, you know, Basoj Taria, Lancelot Imaswe, Rita Dominic. There are so many. Julius Agu. What's our comedy friend's name? The fair one from Umbise. Victor Suagu. There are many, you know. So you find out that Daniel Wilson, there are many of us from that department. That's because of the training we had. So when I saw he's going to give a master class, whatever he drops here, in terms of theater production, directing, you know, all rounders, that's what we are. Take it. You guys are lucky now that you have people like us. When we were starting, in this same Enugu, NTA Enugu here, that's where we were doing our own small hustling then, knowing that we have talent. And that was a period when people run away from acting. Your parents get you, they'll flog you. You know, yes. We didn't have situations like this where anybody, press asked me, who is your role model as an actor? There was nobody in Nigeria. The only person I had was the man that today is the greatest James Bond. That's Sean Connery. Because I watched him in secondary school about 15, 16 in one of his films, Goldfinger. And I loved his character. I didn't know I was going to be an actor. So today you have opportunity for people like him to tutor you on the rudiments of the industry. But then I'll always say something. In everything you do, especially in entertainment business, show business, no matter how talented you are, consistency, and remember there's always a God factor. God, not Godfather, God factor. If God is not directing you in the industry, you will lose your way. Because this industry, it works you hard, the results are very obvious, people love you, People do things for you, but it can deceive you if you're not strong, if you're not called for it. If you're going in just to be seen in films, and people see you on the road and recognize you, Charles Inojie, no, you miss it. You know, but if God is directing you in that way, if we can do it when our parents were saying, don't go, people come to me to do it to say, my daughter is talented, my son is talented, we want them to do theater arts. I look back at them and I remember my own days when my father said, so, of all this, I mean, as an Igbo man, a civil servant in Enugu here, Ministry of Works, then it used to be PWD. Of all things, theater arts. But, you know, that kind of thing. But years later, he was very proud. And my mother too. My mother was more understanding, you know, women. She was more understanding, but my father wasn't. What are you going there to do? Why not? Okay, we'll find you a trade. You go and let theater arts. Where people, you know. But today, by the time we graduated, we changed the dynamics. Then some people in our class back then, I'm sure he met some of those people too, had to do jump with theater arts just to come into school. After year one, they changed because they were not proud of being called theater arts students. But today, those people look at us and say, hi, Bob-Manuel, you know I did year one with you. I can't even remember them. And they can't enter where I enter, no matter what their field is. So you guys are lucky. Clap for yourselves. So I'll allow him to continue, but whatever he drops for you is from deep knowledge, years of practice, years of learning, years of giving to society. That means if you grab it, the more you grab it can help you in your own lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Lady, I hope your question was answered. Now, at the beginning, I told you that apart from everything else that you should take home from this meeting, one of the best things you can take home is interaction. One of the best things you can take home would be connectivity. Exchange numbers, be free. Not be everything be boyfriend and girlfriend. I know what I'm talking about. You never know when those things can come handy. I don't know if he's here or if he has left. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me. I don't know if he's still here. The juju of our time. A man that conquered acting, conquered directing. Now we are planning to make him a native doctor. Please, is Ernest to be still here? Okay, please put your hands together for distinguished. One of DGN's best foot forward. One of AGN's best foot forward. But that is not the story. I just want to talk about interaction, connecting, connection. I met Ernest to be in 1996 at the Obafemi Awolowo University, whilst I was a delegate from the University of Port Harcourt to that year's NUTAF, which was hosted by OAU. That was the first time we met. From 96 till date, we have remained. You know how they say, iron sharpeneth iron. Magnet could draw another iron near body.
No be ogun.
Do you understand? If that first time we will meet, which concern me, you come from Port Harcourt, me and Dave, everybody on your own. When after we graduate, we can't go meet for Lagos. That barrier we don't by ourselves first create that year, no go let us connect again. Two of us. So there is nothing as potent as utilizing that first opportunity to connect with someone. I didn't meet distinguished Bob-Manuel in school. We just know, but of course, for school, your lecturer will always be proud to tell you that, Shebi, you know, so and so person, now here we teach them. So why class they go on, just like I'm telling you now, they'll be mentioning all the great names we don't come out from the department. So now, so we think they know who our senior bros and senior sis then be. So when we graduated and went to Lagos to also go hustle, he doesn't know me. Never met me before because in all day school when he was no longer there when I entered. He has left. But it did not cost me anything to walk up to him. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Charles Inojie. I'm a crabite. Well, by the way, crabite now the name they call ourselves, graduates of theater arts, University of Port Harcourt. Oh, you're a crabite. Come. When you graduate, I tell them. You see that simple introduction, that simple walking up to meet somebody. I see whole script for here. Hold your hand like this. If a brother they come, Mr. So I don't know if you have met this young man. He never seen me act before. Do you understand? He never seen me act before. But there was just that belief that if now this place where me and be from come, so now they come from. You go, disgrace me. I think you should meet this young man. If you still have 1 or 2 rows left, he will give you the best. So those became, very helpful ladder, very helpful, pedestal steps up the ladder of our career. Where today, play, don't they make meaning? That is why I said, please take advantage of this opportunity to interact, to connect with somebody for good. Hey there. God bless you. I'm told my time is up, but like I always say, any festival where I go, I always say the conversation continues. I am on Instagram as Charles Inojie, on Facebook, Charles Inojie Comedy TV, TikTok, Charles Inojie. What do you remain? YouTube, all of that. Feel free to drop a message. Yes, sir. It not be everything. Feel free, sir. I was at the Coast City Film Festival. Blah, blah, blah. If there is a question you genuinely feel maybe out of the conversations we have had so far, something that crop up in your mind after this session, feel free to ask. Are you there? God bless you all, and let the conversation continue.
Please, that clap was not too loud. Please, can we just do a standing ovation, please? A standing ovation, please. A standing ovation. A resounding sound of applause. Thank you. Let's get seated. Thank you. All right. Wherever you find yourself in an opportunity to grab knowledge, take full advantage. Charles Inojie. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful masterclass. Also, thank you to the God for gracing this wonderful masterclass. We are really humbled to have you. We also thank Ernest Obi for being here, gracing the event as well. Guys, if you're not loaded with knowledge, I do not know how else we can help you. Thank you so much. We are very, very grateful. Please, after now, we are going outside for the red carpet. Okay, sir.
No, we are actually on question and answer session for you. Yeah. I have something that has benefited me here, in case it interests anybody. I know they sell book. These are my personal copies. One is the Chameleon Method of Acting by Fakunle Olarotimi. Is a book that anybody interested in acting should have. I have another one here, Breaking Boundaries, Navigating the Art and Ethics of Writing by Dr. Ovunda Ihunwo. I believe the books are available in commercial quantities in case anybody is interested. But not be me, they sell them. I'm just recommending.